Well, good morning. Hope you're all doing well. I'm here at my receiver, and this was one of the worst places I've ever had to get into. I'm going to get out here in a minute and show you what I had to do to get in here. And I'm still not sure how I'm going to get through that little gate, but we'll figure it out, I guess, when they get here. Oh, TQL load, by the way. And it's funny, they withheld all the information. I booked it on a Friday. And what TQL does is they you book the load, you sign the rate con, which I hate doing this. You sign the rate con and it doesn't have any information on it but the towns. It doesn't tell you what kind of business it is, doesn't give you an address. And then after you sign the rate con, then they call you and ask you questions about your truck and stuff, and then they'll send you the driver info, which has the info on it. And in this instance, I booked it on a Friday, and I waited about an hour, didn't get a call back, didn't get any driver info. And I called them and I said, hey, I need this driver info, because what I wanted to do was be there Sunday night and pick up first thing Monday morning. And he says, oh, we can't give you the driver info. And I thought, well, that's weird, why not? But he didn't have a reason. I'm thinking that maybe they gave the driver info out, and maybe a driver showed up early to try to pick up a preloaded trailer. So anyway, I said, no big deal. Can you tell me which side? It was picking up near Dallas. I said, can you tell me approximately where it's picking up, because Dallas is a big place? And he said, yeah, I can tell you the nearest truck stop is the Loves over in this area. So I went there, and the next morning they sent me the info, and it's the worst kind of, I hate these kind of loads. They're picking up tires. And if I had known it was tires, I would have told them to jump in the lake. Because what they do is they just stack the tires in the trailer. They're not on pallets, nothing. They just lace them all in there. There's thousands of tires in this trailer, from front to back, top to bottom to top. And when you go to the other end, the first time I hauled one of these loads, I showed up at the receiver and I backed up and opened the door. He goes, okay, I need you to stand up there and throw the tires down. I said, you can go jump in the lake. I'm not going to do this. I didn't bid this load to be doing manual labor. But he ended up calling several other guys, and it still took them 3 hours to unload it, one tire at a time. So I show up, and that's what it is. It's a trailer full of tires. And it's, if you screw with TQL, you really mess with your paycheck, because as far as spot market, they're the biggest guys out there. They have more loads than anybody else, and if you're put on their naughty list, you're kind of shut out of a lot of loads. So I went ahead and picked it up. I always look on the satellite map before I leave, just to see what the parking situation is like at the receiver and what I'm gonna have to be doing to get into the place. And this one didn't even look good on the satellite map, and I thought, well, maybe there's more room than I'm seeing on the satellite map, because sometimes it is, you can't really tell what's going on. So I called the receiver and I said, hey, heading that way, do you have a place to park overnight? He goes, yeah, you can park right in our driveway, right in front of the building, which is where I'm at now. And I said, I'm looking on the satellite map, and I can't tell, you don't have a loading dock or anything like that? He goes, no, when you get here, you'll just have to back up through our gate. Okay, so I got here last night, and let me show you what I found. Whew, it's about 20 degrees out here this morning. Wasn't ready for this. So I came down this little road last night, and I pulled straight down in this direction, and I got right here and I realized there is nowhere for me to turn around. That parking lot up there was way too small for me to try to do a U-turn up there. I couldn't pull up in there and back in. And I thought, well, maybe they'll have me pull up straight and try to do a blind back in right there. And I just did not want to do that. So I backed all the way out in this direction. And that building right there has a loading dock. And I turned around in the loading dock, and I backed around that corner, and I backed around this corner, and I'm in here in the optimal direction to try to back through this little fence. This thing is probably only about 10 feet wide, so it's still going to be a trick to get in there. We'll see how it works out. So yep, that is ice this morning. A little chilly last night. I had my bunk heater going though, so let me show you this trailer. When you're doing power only, you never know what you're gonna get. You know, I picked up this trailer and did my inspection, and everything looked okay. The trailer just looked old. All the lights work and everything. Then I get to my first stop, and as I'm fueling, I see this. Storage trailer only. I'm assuming they probably bought this at an auction, because man, it's an old McKinney rental trailer, and it's probably, I don't know, 15 years old, but it actually pulled pretty good, so you just never know. So we're here waiting. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, about 6:30 now, and I was told they weren't going to get here till 9. This is one of those, this is Thanksgiving week, so this is Tuesday morning, and I'm going to be looking for a load going straight back. This trailer I can use as a loadout going straight back to Texas. So rates for vans are almost as bad as power only loads, and it doesn't make any sense, other than this was just the perfect run to try to, perfect mileage to try to do an out and back in 3 days to do this, since the rates are so close together. But I just when I'm looking, I haven't looked at van loads in a long time. I've been doing flatbed and power only, but the rates coming back from Kansas going to Texas for vans are between $1.60 and $1.80. That is horrible. So it doesn't make any sense to me to do that. But I did it. I wasn't thinking ahead that much. I probably should have just waited till Monday morning and booked some power only loads and messed around the house. But it was a nice little drive out here. You guys see my sweater? If you're looking on YouTube and you see the advertisements for those really nice sweaters, I mean, they look so good. I'll try to put a picture of what I ordered up on here. It just looks like a, I don't know. I'm not a sweater guy, but these sweaters they have advertised look so good. With, you know, these leather in this part right here, and the the little cuff on the elbow. And so I ordered one. It was $30, and it came to the house, and I opened it up, and this is what I got. It's a really, really cheap shirt with that basically a picture they printed onto the shirt to make it look like that sweater that I ordered. And as you can see, they've got the elbow things in the wrong place. But it's kind of comfortable. But I'm really disappointed. I was really looking forward to having a nice sweater, but Chinese manufacturing right there, boy. I bet you they're making a fortune right now. People looking at those pictures and ordering them. So I hadn't made a video in a long time, and partly because I just get tired of YouTube occasionally. And the biggest part was for a period of about 6 months, YouTube didn't pay me for the advertising on my channel. And you know, just 1 month's payment is not a big deal. It's not a lot of money. But when you add up 6 or 7 months worth of payment, that's a pretty good chunk of change. And when you're dealing with YouTube, well, there is no dealing with YouTube. They don't have a phone number that you can call them up and say, hey, I'm having some trouble, can you fix this? You basically have to figure out what email address to try to beg them to figure out what's going on with your channel. But they, out of all the times that I've emailed them, try to get an answer for anything, they've never, ever answered me back. And just all of a sudden, out of the blue, I started getting my checks again. But since I haven't made a video in a long time, they told me they were going to cut my AdSense whatever off. So I figured I better make a video to maybe keep it going. We'll see. But for the longest time, for at least the last couple of years, I can see most of my comments in my email. And but when I go to reply to those comments, they're not there for me. So I don't know where they're going. I don't know why I can't see them, but occasionally I'll see one of my videos and I'll see a comment underneath it, and I have no access to go in there and reply to that comment, but I see other people have replied to it occasionally. So I'm not sure if it's what I'm doing or something else. I should probably set up another account and then go in there and reply to the comments. But anyway, there's a lot of frustration dealing with trying to deal with YouTube, because they basically don't have customer service. They do what they want. And still, there's, you know, I've emailed them several times trying to figure out where my money is from my ad revenue for those 6 or 7 months, and I have never gotten an answer. So I'm sure they do this to a lot of people. I hear occasionally people complaining about them, but what are you going to do? So I'm just going to make an occasional video and not worry about it. But for the past, let's see, I can't remember how long it's been since my last video, but I've been doing power only flatbed, and back in March or April, I went ahead and rented a flatbed. Power only has been terrible the past few years. So at one point I figured, hey, I love to do flatbed. Gets me out of the truck, gets me doing something. And so I figured I'd rent one and just do flatbed. And it worked out okay for a while. And then about 3 weeks ago, I was looking at the rates. I have to laugh at some of these rates, but I was trying to find a load, and they were, every load was under $2 a mile, a good percentage of them wanted, chains and tarps. And I was thinking, why am I paying rental on a flatbed and paying for insurance, but I'm still getting the rates as if I were doing a power only? And I just made the decision just to take the flatbed back, try to make it through the holiday season, and then just get back into the Hotshot. So I put my truck up for sale, kind of, sort of. Just I had my wife put it on Facebook Marketplace just to kind of see if I could sell it. And I'm selling it for pretty cheap, but you just get a lot of I don't know who these people are, fake pretenders. I don't know what they're doing, but it's more aggravating than it should be. So I'm just gonna sell this truck. It's a really dependable, knock on wood, truck. Very few issues I've had with it. And I'm gonna go back to doing small Hotshot. If you guys are new to the channel, and go back and you'll see that I had a half-ton pickup in a 20-foot trailer. And even when times were bad, I was still making as much money as I am now as far as profit margin. And the only issue I had with that was just sleeping in the back of the truck, which I could have done it a couple of different ways and to make it a little bit better. But I think that's what I'm going to go back to, because it's just less. When I park this truck compared to parking a Hotshot, a small Hotshot, the money that's coming out of my pocket while the truck is sitting there is far, far less than in the Hotshot, than in this big truck. And I'm not a road warrior, or at least I didn't used to be. As the past couple of years, I've really had to change the way I've done things, and I'm on the road way more often than I want to be. But we've got a new president on the way, and I think things are still going to get worse before they can get better. So, and we'll see how that works out. See you later.